How you talk to yourself in your own head has a radical impact on your confidence. And it's one of the keys to breaking out of social anxiety and shyness. In this video, you're gonna discover exactly how to talk to yourself in your head, what you say to yourself to have the maximum impact on your confidence as quickly as possible. I'm Dr. Aziz, I'm the founder of the Center for Social Confidence, and I've been teaching people how to become more confident for over 20 years now, after spending a decade of my own life in a cage of social anxiety where I had terrible confidence. And now I've gone on to work with thousands of people and write numerous best-selling books on confidence. So these ideas and strategies that I'm going to share with you in this video are not just some theories I came up with here and there. This is based upon years of clinical work and coaching work with people to help them make maximum shifts in their confidence. And one of the most basic tools is how you talk to yourself in your own head. And the challenge with this tool is that most people kind of already get that. They've heard that before. They've tried that before. And they're like, I don't know. It's too simple. It didn't work. And actually, it's one of the key fundamentals that can have a radical shift. There's just some pitfalls that make it not work or not stick. And you're going to discover how to avoid those pitfalls in this video and what to do instead to really have a lasting impact. First things first, self-talk is not just literally words in your head. It's actually a relationship with yourself. How are you with you? I remember way back when I was starting to get in my own growth, I joined a men's group. And the group was led by this guy in his late 60s, big shock of white hair and a white mustache named Elliot. Amazing man. I really love him. And one thing he said to me, he said, Aziz, you're not right with yourself. And I had no idea what he was talking about. I was like, not right with myself? What? And now I totally get it. It was like I was at odds with myself. I wasn't okay with who I was. It was always wrong, and I was always wrong, and something was always wrong. And I wasn't okay with myself. I wasn't okay with who I was, right? And your self-talk is a reflection of your relationship with yourself. In fact, one of my most popular books is called On My Own Side, where I teach people how to change your relationship with yourself. I'm going to teach you about self-talk in this video, but just know you really want to question, why am I at odds with myself? Why am I so hard on myself? Why do I attack myself so much? When do I want to make this change in my life where I'm not going to do that anymore? In fact, I call that in the book almost the decision of a lifetime. Because when you decide to be on your own side, it's a skill. You have to learn how to do it still. It doesn't happen overnight. But man, it's the start of a whole new amazing chapter. First, start getting curious about, why am I treating myself like crap? And then, can I do something different? Can I talk to myself differently? Can I have a more positive relationship with myself where I can actually be on my own side? And the metaphor I use for this, and I teach this in a mini course that you can get on my website, draziz.com, draziz.com. It's absolutely free. Just go there and enter your name and email and you'll get it. And I share the 5 steps to unleash your inner confidence. And the first step is to fire your toxic coach. Because inside, most people, their self-talk, I personify it as a coach. That voice that's talking to you, that's guiding you through life, is really bad. It's toxic. And just pay attention to it in your own mind. It might be toxic all the time, or maybe just when you're going to go do something scary, when you're about to approach that person, when you're going to go to work, when you got a presentation, whatever. It just comes in the door swinging. This is awful. Why'd you say that? You're so awkward. You're terrible. This isn't going to go well. And most of us are just like, I guess so. You're right, coach. And we just submit to it. And instead, you need to shift how you talk to yourself. And how do you do that? If you try to fight everything that coach says on every level, you're going to spend all day just going in circles in your head. So the best thing to do is categorically dismiss it. You can say, listen, I don't know about all that, right? To the negative coach. You suck. You're not going to, listen, I don't know about all that. And then instead focus your energy on saying other things. Being a healthy coach, a positive coach, a supportive coach, a coach that's actually going to get real results in your life. So what would you say to yourself as this coach? And how do you know what to say in all these different situations? Do I say different things at work? Do I say different things in a social situation? Do I just read some affirmations? Here's the secret. You already know what to say to yourself. You're already good at it. You're already exceptional at it. You already are a master good coach. The problem is you're not using that part of you, not with yourself. How do I know this? Well, I'll ask you the same thing I've asked hundreds of clients, and they always come up with great responses. And I say, okay, you're afraid to go talk to that person. You're afraid to give this presentation, right? Let's say you had a friend who was in a very similar situation. They're at work, it's a high pressure situation, or they feel self-conscious around these certain people that might be evaluating them. And they're telling themselves, oh man, I don't know if I can, or they come to you and they say, hey, listen, I'm nervous about this presentation. And they share the exact concerns that my client has. And I say, what would you say to me if I was your friend? And whatever comes out of their mouth is brilliant. It's encouraging. It's highlighting my strengths. It's highlighting that it's okay to make a mistake, that I don't need to be perfect. It's like pure wisdom coming out of them. And I'm like, wow, this is great. I would love to get your support, when you're not around, friend. Could you write these things down for me? Or if it's, a virtual session, I'll have them type it in the chat. I'm like, great, that was so helpful. Thank you. We're doing a little role play, right? They think they're helping their friend, but they kind of see through it. And now they have written down their perfect script for self-talk. Do you follow me on that one? It's so simple. It's so clear. You can just literally say those things to yourself. So for example, if you were telling a friend, hey, listen, it's okay if they don't like you. It really doesn't reflect poorly on you. It doesn't mean you're a bad human. Maybe they don't see something in you. Maybe it's just not a good fit. You're awesome. You're funny, you're engaging, you're handsome. Tons of people love you. If you just be yourself, people are really gonna like you. You don't need to try to get them to like you. If it's not a good fit, you can move to a different group. There's tons of opportunities. Something like that. It would just pour out of you when you were talking to a friend. You write that down. Now you say that to yourself. And this is where it falls off for most people. They're with me, they're like, oh yeah, I'd say it to my friend, of course, it naturally comes. Say it to myself. And they pucker up, not just at this orifice. Everything puckers up, right? There's this no. And then I get curious with that. And I'm like, wow, what's up with that? And that brings us back to our first point, your relationship with yourself. And I'll say that, I'll tease them a little bit. I say, why are you being so stingy with yourself? It's like a parent who, instead of saying like, hey, son or daughter, like, I love you, great job. They're like, nope, I'm not gonna say I love you until you get an A+. And that's what most people are doing. They have this very withholding energy with themselves. It's like, I'll only like myself. I'll only say positive things to myself when I've conquered the universe. Then I've earned it. Look, that strategy, maybe your parents used it with you. I don't know, maybe not. A lot of people, their parents didn't with them. They're just picking up this crappy strategy for themselves. Then it doesn't work. And look, if it's not working for you, are you open to trying something different? And here's the different thing. I'm telling you exactly what to say to yourself because you know what to say to a friend. You know how to inspire. You know how to love, right? Because that's what you're doing with your friend. You're saying loving things. And you can do the same thing to yourself. It's just a choice. And at first it might feel weird. Oh, this is so cheesy. Oh God, it's so strange. I'm not saying you have to say it out loud in the meeting at work before you talk, right? I am capable and people are gonna love what I say. I'm a genius, right? You don't say it out loud. Say it in your head. Have it written down somewhere. Read it right before the meeting. And the key though is to on purpose do this right before the situation or when you're in the situation. I'll give you one quick example. I remember I was with a client and he would get really nervous in social situations. So there'd be multiple people. He got more confidence one-on-one, but then there'd be a group of 2 or 3 or 4 people. And let's say it was a group of 3 and then the other 2 people started talking with each other. That happens, right? It's like a triangle. Sometimes everyone's talking. Sometimes there's a little sub conversation that happens for a moment and then it all comes back. It's no big deal. It's natural in social situations. But he would be in that situation and be like, and you start to feel so excluded and awkward and oh my God, they don't want me here and all this intense feelings. And so I said, okay, well, what would you say to a friend like in that situation? And he just smiled and said, I'd tell him like, relax, I'd say to him, Aziz, I'd say you're a good person. You're okay. And I was like, well, I didn't need to come up with that script for him, right? I don't know if I would have come up with that script for him, but he did. And so I said, well, why don't you go practice that? In fact, just say it to yourself right now. In fact, use your own name. There's some interesting research about that. So if you, instead of saying, I'm a good person, you say, hey, Aziz, you're a good person. Or you could try, I'm a good person, experiment. And so he's in that social situation, went and tried it out. These couple people are talking and he just, kicks back a little bit, takes a breath in and says like, it's relaxed, I'm a good person. And he felt totally fine. Why? Because he's taking the reins and he's shifting it. He's being an optimal coach. So if this is resonating for you and you want to get more skills and practice and tools with this, I highly recommend you check out Confidence University on my site. It's got 4 in-depth courses and tons of bonuses and a once-a-month live call led by a coach on my team to help you really install this confidence. And self-talk is just one of the many tools in that program. So use this, and if you want to go further, check out Confidence University. And you can find that at theconfidenceuniversity.com or just click down below in the description. So share in the comments, because I know that everyone's getting different things from this video and you can learn from others. You can realize that there's other people that are all working on this. We're not alone, and all uplift each other together to become a much more free, bold, confident version of you. So until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome.